For the second weekend in a row, things turned violent and deadly in Chattanooga. This time, a mass shooting on Macaulay Avenue. City leaders have issued strong statements, but what will actually stop this gun violence? And 4 people were killed and 1 person is in critical condition following a crash in Marion County. Local 3 News at noon starts now.
This is Local 3 News at noon.
Thank you for watching Local 3 News at noon. It is Monday, June the 6th. I'm Latrice Curry. It was another deadly weekend in Chattanooga. For 2 weekends in a row, violence erupts in the scenic city. Last weekend, there was a mass shooting in downtown Chattanooga involving 6 teenagers. This weekend, 3 people were killed and 14 others were injured on Macaulay Avenue, just 3 miles away from last weekend's mass shooting. Now, that shooting was reported just before 3 a.m. near the Mary's Bar and Grill on Macaulay Avenue this past weekend. Police said out of the 17 victims, 2 were shot and killed. The other victim was hit by a car fleeing the scene. In total, 16 adults and 1 minor were involved. Chattanooga Mayor Tim Kelly and Police Chief Celeste Murphy held a news conference to talk about the violence. Mayor Kelly had a clear message to the people involved. He said, quote, "We will relentlessly pursue you."
We will not stop until you're in police custody. To anyone thinking about turning to violence, do not do it. There will be tremendous consequences for you. I should also note that my administration is fully committed to getting the Chattanooga Police Department the resources they need to stop this cycle of violence.
With all of the energy that we have, we will not stop until we gather all the information and make sure that we do these investigations with a fine-tooth comb and come to resolution for these victims and these families.
Meanwhile, about 3 miles away from Macaulay Avenue, Chattanooga police say there was a separate shooting incident on Carter Street. We're told 3 people were shot and have non-life threatening injuries. We'll continue to update you as we work to learn more about this. Police believe multiple shooters using several types of firearms were involved. No suspects are in custody, and police have yet to identify any potential suspects or victims. Coming up in the next half hour, we're going to hear from a resident who was nearby when gunshots rang out that night. A grassroots movement called Moms Demand Action met yesterday. The organization works to secure stronger gun laws that can protect and prevent communities from gun violence. Several members stood in solidarity yesterday, saying they're tired of seeing innocent lives taken.
One life we lose due to senseless gun violence. We got 5 to 10 kids that are suffering and hurt and continually asking us adults why. Wish I had a better answer for it.
Gun violence is really bad right now, but it ain't the gun that's bad. Evil people do evil things.
Well, today, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee signed an executive order to enhance school safety measures. Now, the executive order will provide additional support for parents, teachers, and law enforcement officials. The order will include how to report suspicious or concerning activity. Let's switch gears, and we're talking some weather now and turning to meteorologist Cedric Haynes here in the studio for a check of our forecast. Looking outside, I was just asking you before the show got started, I said looking pretty gloomy out there. When is the rain headed our way? Because you can see that definitely looks like we will get some rainfall.
We are going to get some rain popping up across the area this afternoon, Latrice. Now, the clouds are the beginnings of more humidity that's sneaking back in. Of course, it was dry this weekend. Things are going to change, though, in the coming days, and we've got a wetter pattern to talk about. So let's dive in here as we look outside again. You can see those cumulus clouds starting to get a little taller, a little darker out there, and that's, again, a sign that the humidity has returned to the area after a very comfortable, refreshing weekend across the region. And the humidity is the first step in getting those showers and storms to pop up. 79 degrees currently in Chattanooga, but look at the dew point. Again, that measure of moisture in the air at 65. When it's down in the 40s and 50s, it's very comfortable, very refreshing. When it's in the 60s, near 70, that's a very juicy air mass, and that number continues to go up with that south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So as we look at the numbers across the rest of the area, 70 is pretty widespread. So right now you're saying it's not too bad out there, but these numbers will continue to warm with that sunshine, and so we should top out into the mid-80s today. Now, as we look at the radar, you can see even though we have those clouds building up out there, there's nothing really to show you yet locally on the radar. But as we examine the big view, you'll be able to see the warm conditions are in place here across the area, but there is a disturbance here off to our west of Nashville, west of Memphis. That's going to continue to rotate to the east, and that will help spark off some afternoon showers and storms across the area later today and then going into the evening hours. So your hour by hour shows you, again, we're going to warm up into the mid-80s across the area this afternoon, but we're going to start to introduce those pop-up storm chances, not only for the afternoon, but that will continue into the evening and tonight. In fact, I do think that chance of rain will actually increase later on tonight. So we're in the mid-80s for highs today with that chance of a few pop-up showers and storms this afternoon. Better chances for scattered showers and storms tonight, and that chance grows even more for the rest of the week. We'll talk more about the timing of that rainfall across the area, plus look at your temperatures heading into the weekend in just a few moments. Latrice?
Thank you, Cedric. We'll check back with you a little later in the show. 4 people were killed and 1 person is in critical condition following a fatal crash in Marion County on Saturday. The Tennessee Highway Patrol says the crash happened near South Pittsburgh Mountain Road just before 2 in the morning. The report shows the vehicle crossed the center line and hit a tree. THP says none of the passengers were wearing a seatbelt. The 4 people who died have been identified as 20-year-old Jonathan Allen, who goes by Jamal. He was the driver, 22-year-old Javen Martin, and 20-year-old Savian Martin, and a 16-year-old whose name has not been released because he's a minor. A 17-year-old is in the hospital in critical condition. South Pittsburgh football coach Wes Stone says they all played for him.
I'm still kind of in shock and disbelief as I walk around the locker room, and I came up here to try to get my mind off some things, and just looking around and seeing names, and it's tough.
Coach Stone asked that you keep his players in your thoughts and prayers while his players are out of school and not together every day during this tough time. Thanks to a quick-acting citizen, a major disaster was avoided that would have caused significant danger and displaced several tenants. The Chattanooga Fire Department responded to an apartment fire on Campbell Street. It appeared the cause of the fire was due to a box of food placed on the stove. The resident's son spotted the flames and discharged a fire extinguisher. Police say that this quick thinking saved the building from significant damage. Coming up on Local 3 News at noon.
I'm Jamie Tucker. Coming up, gift ideas for dads and granddads who think they have all the tech they need.
What the Tech is sponsored by Tennessee Wesleyan University Fort Sanders Nursing Department. Complete your bachelor's or master's in person or online. Learn more at tnwesleyan.edu/nursing.
Father's Day coming up in just under 2 weeks, and if you want to spoil your dad, granddad, or that father figure in your life, you should forget about the gift card or the traditional necktie and get something no one else will think of. Our consumer technology reporter Jamie Tucker has rounded up some ideas.
Thin televisions are great. The only drawback is there's not enough room for really good speakers. That calls for a sound bar. The problem is a lot of the sound bars have such good bass you can't hear what the actors are saying over the special effects.
The Zvox sound clarifying sound bars have surround sound, but they also let you separate audio of special effects and then turn up what the actors are saying, the dialogue.
Can't even keep track of them. There's so many accidents at sea.
Very effective. Zvox also has Bluetooth headphones with that same technology built in. If Dad is always lugging a laptop for remote working, you can help lighten his load with an iPad Pro. He won't be able to run a lot of software on it, but if most of his work is online, the thinner, lighter iPad Pro can do most everything a laptop can do. Pair it with a Bluetooth keyboard and it totally feels like you're working on a laptop. This keyboard from Bridge has backlit keys and the iPad can be removed. Add the ability to use SD cards and thumb drives to an iPad with an Anchor USB-C power hub. Dad and granddads may want their garage door to be smart. The MyQ smart garage door system connects to the existing garage door opener so they can control it from a smartphone app from anywhere. Add a security camera to allow for Amazon in-home key delivery. The Amazon driver opens the door when they arrive, drops off the package, and then closes it again when they leave.
Take it from me, dads can be a little on the nerdy, geeky side of things, so these tech gadgets are no-brainers. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
Still ahead here on Local 3 News at noon. President Joe Biden says the U.S. is ready for a new phase of stable, steady growth coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic. More on that story after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Taking a live look from the Holiday Inn camera in downtown Chattanooga. Let's get to meteorologist Cedric Haynes here in the studio for a check of our forecast. And Cedric, we can see a chance of some pop-up showers later this afternoon, but that chance increases as we go throughout the week.
Yes, Latrice, we're looking at increasing chances of showers and storms each and every day, and I think this is just the beginning today as we kind of prime the atmosphere. We're getting the humidity back. We're going to eventually get the moisture built back into the area enough to be able to see those pop-up showers and storms. So it's 79 degrees currently in downtown Chattanooga with a dew point of 65, so a very humid air mass out there. Remember, this weekend it was more of a refreshing air mass, so that's the first sign that things are changing. Also, the winds are out of the south now, which indicates that we have more moisture and humidity building back up across the area. So we're on the watch out for a few of those afternoon pop-up showers and storms as we go throughout today. The best chance for rainfall during the daylight hours today will be off to our west, but I do think the chance of rain increases for us later on tonight going out throughout the next couple of days. So for your Tuesday and Wednesday, look for pretty high rain chances across the area. And then we'll be dealing with some slightly cooler air potentially as we head towards the weekend. So that would be the third weekend in a row that we may see a little drier air mass try to build back into the region. So let's take a look at the radar outside right now. Again, everything is all quiet out there. So if you're worried about any rain over the next couple of hours, you don't have to worry about that. We're not going to be seeing any showers developing, but with this warm and humid air mass in place, we're kind of stuck in a pattern that's going to be setting up to give us the chances of rain on a daily track here over the next couple of days. We've got an area of low pressure to the north, an area of low pressure down here to our south and west, and right in the middle, we're seeing a lot of moisture combining to give off these clusters of showers and storms. And so about every 6 hours or so, we see a new cluster of showers and storms develop out here in the plain states and basically rides along the northern side of this area of high pressure. We call this a high pressure ridge, and so these clusters ride up and around those ridges, and that gives us that better chance of rain. So this is the first little cluster that's going to move in later on this evening and tonight, giving us our first chance of showers and storms, but look for more to develop as we go into the next couple of days. So mid-80s for high temperatures for us today. Again, we've got that rain chance in there at about 20 to 30% as we go throughout this afternoon. So it's not going to be a big rain maker as we go into the afternoon hours, but notice as we get after midnight, those rain chances start to go up. So I think a little better chance of those showers and storms developing. Futurecast showing us with that south wind as we go throughout this afternoon. Again, 1 or 2 hit or miss pop-up showers, maybe a rumble of thunder this afternoon. And then notice as we get into tonight, we'll see a little band of showers maybe moving across the northern half of the area. And by the time you wake up tomorrow morning or during the very early morning hours tomorrow, I think we'll see another cluster of showers and storms developing. This one will be a little more robust, and then it may actually hang around the area through at least lunchtime. So we're going to have off and on rain throughout the first half of your Tuesday. So make sure you have the rain gear with you. Make sure you're giving yourself extra time to get to where you need to be throughout your Tuesday. Now, late Tuesday afternoon, we may see a little bit of a break from the pattern, but notice as we go into Tuesday night into Wednesday, another cluster begins to dive in from the north and west. And so we're going to just kind of rinse and repeat that pattern over and over throughout at least the middle of the upcoming work week. So your rain chances, again, at about 30% for us today, but notice much higher as we get into your Tuesday and Wednesday. Those are the 2 days that you're going to really want to make sure you have the rain gear with you, but notice they'll start to drop off again as we head towards the weekend. As far as rainfall totals go, this is just through Wednesday morning. We're talking the potential of about an inch on average, but there could be a lot more on the way by the time we get towards the end of the week. As far as your temperatures go, pretty much in the mid-80s throughout the week, dipping down into the lower 80s this weekend. That's below average. And look at this. We'll see the humidity levels for a third weekend in a row dipping down into the comfortable range. So we may get lucky 3 weekends straight with some nice, comfortable weather. But before we get there, we've got to get through your Storm Alert 7-day forecast, which does include increasing rain chances for your Tuesday into Wednesday. And we'll have that off and on rain chance through the end of the week. But the weekend looking better and better with the air mass trending on the drier side. Latrice?
That looks good. Thank you so much there, Cedric.